another match, and we're having a ton of fun here tonight.
Man, yeah, no, you absolutely have to love commentating with friends and just watching some good old-fashioned Smash Bros. So, if we are going to winners quarterfinal already, I'm assuming this is before is this top 16 qualifiers? I gotta.
Yes, sir. We're looking at Christian back again, only this time representing Palutena instead of Marth, and Dark Falcon bringing out Richter. So this is pretty quintessential ultimate matchup, I would feel. Zoner versus anti-zoner.
Yeah.
So let's take what we learned a little bit earlier. We were talking about our zoners. And Stu, what do you got for me? What do you see when you look at this matchup?
See the man with a whip and the goddess that does not like whips. I'm not really sure exactly what to tell you. It's always going to be a matter of, you remember at WrestleMania 3 when it was Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan, you had the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object. That's kind of what's going to be happening here. It really is just a matter of that negative space that you always like to bring up so often when it comes to this game, because this is a game about space. It's more a game about, less about the two characters on screen than it is about the space between them. If you command that space, you are able to win. So that's really what I see here. You're going to see a lot happen in the intermediary between these two, and sometimes you just got to drop the axe, as Dark Falcon does there. And Christian, I don't think you're rethinking this character pick, but that Richter is living for an awful long time.
It seems to be pretty bog standard Palutena play as far as the early percentages go. Like, we saw the Nair bread and butters and a couple of explosive flames to punish the poor positioning from Dark Falcon. But if you're not able to punish those landings to stage, or those recoveries, as we just saw the drop-down Nair cover, like, you're going to have a hard time as Palu, especially when you try to weave between the projectiles. Like, Axe, Holy Water, and Boomerang leave a lot going on. Like, the Holy Cross covers a lot of space that could be traversed by if Palu dash attacks or just wants to take things to the sky. But Dark Falcon's doing a really good job of making sure that Christian regrets being on the ground with him.
I think that is one of those differences between our regions, even though Tri-State is a large region. So I will have to correct you on that, Hangman. It's actually Holy Water. So either way, we're going to get not a forward smash at ledge as I was expecting. What can I say? I've seen a lot of Holy Water into F smash combos in my time. That's just an effective living down here, I suppose. Dash attack by Palutena. Going to scoop Dark Falcon up and going to try to reduce this deficit. But really, you can get this kill relatively easily if you just get the right advantage situation. Dark Falcon simply not giving it to them, however.
Appreciating these tense situations, though, that Christian has boiled down the play to approaching with back air or dash attack. Like, say what you will about Palutena's kit, but if you have a move that you just don't have to bother with interacting, or if you do interact, it's going to be on your terms, you might as well use it, especially when you have to try and navigate a flurry of projectiles. Couple that in with the reflector usage, and it seems like Christian has an answer for the bullet storm ahead of him. It's just securing those kills. We see one little bolt of auto reticle secured down to the second to last, but he's definitely like having trouble fishing out these kills. I feel like that could work out amazingly for Dark Falcon if he starts to reground himself and establish a stronger zone of control.
As we're looking through this this rather interesting gameplay, I mean, 2 stocks to 1, and this Palutena being allowed to hang around for just a little bit longer than perhaps Dark Falcon would like. Well nared off of the stage, and the back air beautifully executed, living to 173, and maybe freeing Christian up to get a little riskier off stage. But even then, I mean, you don't have to take a whole lot of risks with Palutena. Those back airs and nairs have pretty much been 2 of the defining moves that have given players nightmares throughout this game's entire life cycle.
Like the early percentages, definitely Nair can be a nightmare for some characters to escape, but I think Nair needs to get highlighted for its edge guard potential here because it's able to occupy plenty of space over a decent period of time, and that is not time that any of the Belmonts have at their disposal if they're off stage. Like, instant tethering is a lot more difficult to do when there is a spinning staff in the way. Not impossible, but definitely difficult. And I feel like Dark Falcon's going to have to like really bunker down if he wants to try and make something of this set if he's sticking on Richter. Because we saw plenty of good zoning and very good control of the aerials. A lot of the down-angled forward air was what was really helping to deny Christian proper landing space. But if he's constantly pushed off by dash attack, back air, and having difficulty landing from Palutena's really good juggling potential, it's doomed to fail at some point. Especially as we return to PS2, which I feel in general is just a really good stage for Palu to control, especially against a zoner who's, for the most part, got like length covered, not so much height.
Exactly. I mean, you're covering so much ground in such an efficient manner that you don't have to worry about the stage play. It's everything else that you have to worry about, and that's exactly where Christian is finding their opportunity. But looking for these F-tilts, not really committing to the smash attack just yet. Might want to, is looking to see what Holy Water does and how well susceptible Christian is to it before they make a hard commitment to winding that whip back and lashing out, as it were. Dark Falcon getting caught on the platform by that explosive flame off the stage. And again, Christian finding these ways to turn garbage into gold. It's part of the curse that is playing Richter against Palutena. However, eventually you're going to connect with that F-tilt, and you are going to connect with that first stock loss as well for Christian. 3 stocks to 2, and all in all, not too bad for Dark Falcon. This is about the way that you want to play it if you are the Richter in this situation. So, no complaints here.
Oh, it's a simple plan, but if it can be executed, it works out amazingly. Even against a character like Palutena, who realistically has all the tools in her kit to not really worry too much about what the Belmonts have to offer, but it's still there. There's that human factor to it. With how willing are you to remain patient and try to weather the storm of what the Belmonts have to throw at you? There's definitely something to be said about how annoying it could be to fight a zoning character, regardless of how good they are from a meta perspective. And not a lot of people have the wherewithal to try and deal with all of that nonsense for so long.
I mean, you're talking about from a meta perspective. There's that, and then there's being the character that has probably, for the most part, defined how the game has been played throughout the first year and a half of the game's life cycle, perhaps 2 years if you want to get super timey technical about it. But, oh, you jumped right into the explosive flame, Dark Falcon, you fool. That's one of those doors that you don't really want to crack open against Palutena, because the Goddess of Light seems to have no trouble walking through them.
I think Dark Falcon has to start taking advantage of is the fact that Christian seems to be playing with a very limited moveset. One aerial that I feel like we haven't seen at all up to this point is up air, which I find very perplexing because the move is amazing against the Belmonts. It denies a ton of landing space and has plenty of kill potential in its own right. And just there, we started to see down tilt, which is another move I'm surprised it took this long for us to see, given that it's great for edge guarding and, again, offers a lot of kill potential. Both, raw in its own right, but then also being able to put the Belmonts in a really bad position.
I'm looking for data on Dark Falcon, and I'm just not finding it. Plenty for Christian, however. Last tournament they were entered in was just 2 days ago, 48 contestant bracket, and finishing third. Not doing too badly, only losing a pink shirt guy and Kowtow in losers final by a score of 3-1. Taking out players like Snake Eyes twice and Trenko, so not too bad of a performance from them, and certainly looking to carry that momentum through into Fusion.exe, looking to do so with flying colors here, 173%. This is about the percentage they were at at the end of game number 1, if you recall correctly, Hangman. So, ultimately, a more manageable position for Dark Falcon, excuse me. But you still got to take this stock, and right now, just not even coming close. Christian shutting the door in the face of Dark Falcon, and that is how you close out a stock. Domination from Christian.
Devastating 2-0 in Christian's favor, locks out the Palutena win, and that secures Christian for Winterside quarterfinals. Into top 16, rather. And, wow, those reveal. I feel like with how prevalent Palutena is,